All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Welcome to the Inner Circle Live pre-New York session. I'm your host for today's session, Benny Allen, along with my awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Carthage. And as always, we're so happy and grateful for each and every one of you being here with us as we take a look at the technicals and the fundamentals to see what we can take advantage of in this Forex market as we close out the week. And so, without further ado, let's make sure that we turn off any and all distractions, grab a pen and paper, take lots of notes. Let's make sure that we participate and engage. You all always do a great job of doing that. Do me a big favor, drop me a one in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear and you are all set and ready to go. All right, Michelle, Benit, I see you. Good morning, everybody. Joy, crew is here. All right, so let me make sure that everybody has control of their microphone. And we are going to jump right to it. So moving over to the Forex Factory. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. We had, first of all, we'll go back right to Thursday, and we had the Bank of England monetary policy summary and official rates come out. They held it 5.25, right? So that seems to be what's happening across the board. Central banks are holding rates. Governor Bailey did speak, and you can see the tone that he took. So you can see that Bailey watching to see if further rate hikes needed. Much too early to consider rate cuts, right? So we know that's the thing on all the investors' mind is, okay, when have we reached the top of this thing? And now the next step is, when are they going to start cutting rates, right? So we know in the very coming out of last year, beginning of this year, everybody was thinking they're going to pause the rates and then start cutting towards the end of 2023. We haven't seen that, right? So Bailey expect inflation to fall this year and next. No room for complacency on inflation. We will keep interest rates high enough for long enough to return inflation to the target. All right. Bailey expect larger step down in inflation in October. See inflation just below 5% in October. Okay. There are upside risks to inflation from the Mideast conflict. Okay, so just some of the key things that he said yesterday during his press conference. All right. So back to the calendar here. And we could come into Friday, and we see, well, Thursday, we can't skip over the fact that unemployment came in at 217,000 for the United States. So the forecast was 210, came in at 217 for unemployment. If we go over to trading economics, we can see that it's happening across the board. So Eurozone jobless rate rises to 6.5%. So Spain jobless is up for the third month. Okay, so we're starting to see that across the board too, right? It all moves in cycles, right? And now we have today Canadian job numbers coming out along with the employment rate for the United States, non-farm employment change, and the average hourly earnings. And then we've got ISM services PMI as well. So a busy Friday. So definitely looking for some volatility in that 8:30 session here with major data coming out. Always first Friday of every month. We can't say always. There's been a couple times where it hasn't, but the way it's typically set up, first Friday every month, you're gonna get non-farm payroll. Any questions on any of the fundamentals? No questions. All righty. We're good. Good there. All right. Ryan, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, bro. I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Man, doing great. This is good. I'm gonna try to move through this as fast as we can, everybody, because I got a lot of construction that's gonna be happening around my house today. So all windows getting replaced, new ones getting installed. So it's gonna get crazy first part of the morning. So I will try to get through it as fast as I can so we don't have to hear a lot of loud noise during the session. So Ryan, anything on the fundamental front?
Fundamentally, no, nothing on my end.
All right. So we're all ready to go. So let's dive right in. Clicking over, take a look at the DXY. Right. Still, right, playing around in that range, coming in to that support level, daily support level there, right? So let's see what happens with the non-farm payroll. Trading Economics has non-farm payroll seen cooling in October, likely added 180,000 jobs in October, about half of the 336,000 in September. Okay. So this forecast was off last time. So let's see what happens with the non-farm payroll. We know the data has been good lately coming out of the United States. So let's see what happens. And that is definitely going to impact the dollar and the direction in which it moves. So this is where we are, right? Starting the day, moving down. Okay, so if we come into the 4-hour, we can see, right, we've gone right below, right, that 105 level, at 13,159. We're pushing down to that support. Okay, but we are definitely range bound on the dollar. Okay, a lot of things going on. Okay. All right, any questions on the US dollar? Nope.
No, sir.
All right, so let's dive right in. As a matter of fact, right, we'll go take a look at the US dollar, take a look at the dollar CAD, right? We had a setup there that we've been watching on the 30-minute, and we can see that we moved down through TP1 and almost got to TP2 on that. Okay, manage your trades. You know, we got a lot of data coming out at 8:30 with that non-farm and employment data coming out. Okay, we know we have it coming out for Canada as well, so make sure you're managing that trade. You may already be out of it at TP1. So that was a good setup for us there on the UCAD. So now it's just a wait and see. Any questions on that dollar CAD?
Nope, I think we're good there.
So let's stay with the CAD because we were in a few setups on that. So we go up, take a look at the Aussie CAD. We had a 15-minute setup that we were playing, and yep, here it is on the 15-minute, and we can see, right, we got just about to TP1, right? Well, we actually hit it right there, right? So you got TP1. Did I take profit? It did. It did. It got me out of 88.37. 88.37 is where I was out on that one. So that one hit TP1, right? And now we're getting a little bit of a U-turn action, but that may just start to move sideways until we get that Canadian data at 8:30. So that was another decent one for us. 69 pips on that 127. Any questions on the Aussie CAD? No?
Beautiful move.
Oh yeah, definitely. Anybody able to take advantage of the UCAD, Aussie CAD? Anybody make the plays?
I did UCAD.
You did the UCAD? Awesome. Enjoy Aussie CAD. All right, great work. Like we always say, you don't have to take all of them. It depends on what your trade plan is, right? So that's that on that. We'll leave that one where it's at. Yep, pound CAD. That's the next one I was going to because that one paid off too. That was that's been a really good setup for us as well. So this one, I reduced it at that daily support right here. So I closed out and moved to break even on this pound cap. Moved my stops to break even. So I reduced 3/4 of the trade, right? So closed out like 75% because this daily support level is reacting now and on this 4-hour candle back up to the top. So we'll see if the last quarter that I have in on this setup, we'll see if it if it plays out or if it gets me at break even on that one. But this is when I saw these 3 candles here moving sideways at that support level, that daily support, right? That's why levels matter, bringing it down. I decided to reduce the trade. So we'll see if it if it plays out, right? We know it's early, 6 in the morning. We know you get breakouts, right, with the pounds. Okay, a lot of times, as markets start to open and things like that. So we'll see. We're getting up. We're catching bids here, and it's moving up. But the ultimate target is to that 166.91. So it can dance around and do whatever it's gonna do, right? As long as we get to that target. But I did reduce this trade though. So letting the last quarter ride out and see what we can make out of it. Okay. But it moved out of that zone. It moved out of that zone nicely, right? So off that 127, right? It did its thing, right? Moved up. What was that? Close to 50 pips and drew down a little bit. And then we came down 75. So it's been a decent play. So let's see what happens. See if we can break this daily level of 167.61. The 80-20 on the 30. All right. So you played the 80-20 buy on the 30-minute. Let me pull up my 30-minute chart. All right. So you must be running it off this leg here, Reese. There. I see it. I see it. I like it. It's all right. It's all right. It's all good. We don't catch them all. We don't catch them all to get it posted either at times. So totally understand. Sometimes it's hard to keep up and move fast, especially when you're on these 30-minute charts. Yep. So that's good, man. So I've just been running this one with the trend on the 30. So that's kind of falling in line, right? That's good confluence there. We're getting a reaction. So see if we can get that TP2. So what Reese is looking at, everybody, right? Just dropping, right? Dropping this fib, trying to get back to this 382. Okay. Shorter setup. Trying to get back to that level. So that's a decent move. 65 pips on the 30. CP2, you're looking at 85, right? And so that's a nice clean setup there. All different types of good confluence on that move. All right. So we've got our trend line running through the lowest point. Not going through fix. That's a clean break. Great play, Reese. Great play. Great play. Drop you some sevens on that one. That's a good catch. It's coming right off that daily support. Beautiful. That is beautiful. Dig it, right? So we got daily support there. If we link that down to the lower time frame, right? You can see where you're getting that move. It's nice. Really nice. Looks like we're gonna get it too. Looks like we're gonna get it. What do we have on the 5-minute? We have any waves yet? On the 5, let's see. No, it's a new AB boundary. All right, so no pullback. Just moving straight up. Great work. Any questions on that pound cat? Both fibs on that. We use that like that. Yeah. Okay. So any type of a pullback, right, on your 5-minute or whatnot could set you up. Any type of a pullback prior to hitting that target might get you a nice ABCD wave to the upside. Okay. All right. So we'll see. That's that. All right. That's the pound cat. There's a bunch we've been involved in. I want to go and take a look at Aussie yen. Set up on this 1 hour chart. So keep an eye on this Aussie yen. We'll get it posted. But on the 1 hour chart, we've got an 80-20, right? We're in the zone and it's starting to move sideways. So anytime we see that is, hey, the question becomes, are we going to break down? You know, are we going to break down? So Aussie yen, 1 hour, 80-20 scenario, we have been moving bullish, right? That's how we get into these situations. Okay, but we're pushing bullish and we're right at this 96, 92 level. Okay, that's a weekly resistance level. And we can see that it has some struggles there. So let's see, right? It's knocking at the door. We're in the 80-20 zone on the 1. Okay, so I'd like to see if we can get a breakdown there. So keep that one on your radar. On this one, I haven't finished setting it up yet, but we've got a de-extension stop loss. Call it 67 pips. And TP1, we're looking at 142. TP2, 193 or so. That's the Aussie yen. No questions there.
Hey, bro, where you start your fib from on this?
Right here. Off the low.
Okay.
Yep. Just going through scanning the smart fib.
Gotcha.
Yep. That's that. Let's take a look at this Aussie NZD. Right, we've been tracking this one. Oh, there we go. Finally got the break. Finally getting that to break down a bit. Been waiting on that. It's been hovering. So hopefully we get a continuation, right? It's been bouncing back and forth. So hopefully, right, now we can get that moving now that we've got that trend line break. Okay. Okay, we've got a low we're going to come into here. We just broke a low. Okay, so we just took out a low here. Okay, got now. And now we've got let's see if we can continue to get it moved down on that, on the Aussie NZD. That would be good. Any questions on the Aussie NZD 4 hour chart?
Nope, no question.
All right, let's keep it moving. What's the stop on that? 109.44. See if we can make that happen. All right, that's that. Euro NZD, right? You see how these are happening, right? How they move in cycles, right? We had a dollar CAD, Aussie CAD, pound CAD made the move. Now we're looking at some of these NZD setups are cycling through for us. Slow this morning, not smooth at all. So this is on the 30, right? We're moving down right now, but I've got my eye on this one because it just keeps sitting there, right? It's moving down now, but it's been bouncing back and forth. So continue to keep an eye on this Euro NZD because we're in that 80-20 zone, right? You can see how that price action is stalling. So hey, if we don't get that de-extension, we get a trend line break, look to make a move on that one. Okay, that's on the 30-minute. You've got to look on the 15 as well. Okay. So let's just continue to be patient. I am strictly waiting on a bullish move and a trend line break on this Euro NZD. All right, it's been struggling. Okay, it's been struggling. So let's see how it plays out. Any questions on the Euro NZD?
Nope. Joyce said,
Right here. Yeah, got close to
Yep.
a head and close to a head and shoulders there, right? Here's the low, right? That we didn't push down and take that out, right? So we didn't come down and take that out and then pull back, right? Some people would play that as kind of a head and shoulders, but I don't. If this is my neckline straight across, I don't have an even neckline there. But right, you got a decent price action pattern there, yes. Right, so maybe we're trying to complete an ABCD wave. Don't know, but it keeps stalling in this zone. So when I notice that, I'm like, let me mark it up, because if we get a decent trend line break, it's probably going to go to the upside for quite some time. So we'll continue to watch that. So be patient. Just don't jump in something like that. You got to wait. And that's the Euro NZD. I want to take a look at the pound Aussie. Right. 30-minute chart. Okay. We're stalling. Right. Here was our lowest point, and then we broke sideways. Okay. We moved sideways. So this could be a really decent move. We're in the zone. Okay. So if we're moving up from here now, all right, you got your 100 pips there. All right. 55. You're out of that 127 zone. So that's almost like a 101, right? Put you below the low. Put your stop below that low there, right? Or just let it float. Leave your stop at the extension. But we're in the zone. Let's see if we can get it to reverse. All right. So that's another potential setup. Pound Aussie 30-minute potential buy. Any questions on that?
nope, no questions there.
All right. So we've got some highs that it has to push through, right, to get going. Here. Here, right around that B boundary. That's in the zone. That's in the zone. Okay. So trend line there. Okay. Because it's moving sideways. So you can see where we got a break, right? That was our lowest point in the trend to the downside. Okay. Now we're moving sideways a bit. Let's see what we can get out of that. See if we can continue to make us move long on the pound Aussie. Ryan, any particular setups that you're looking at?
Those are the ones that I have my eyes on. I'm swinging a lot of those
Okay.
already. It's like that pound Aussie I'm short on. I've been short for a while. So this pullback makes sense.
Yep.
Um, can you look at that dollar Swiss?
Yep. Check out the dollar Swiss. Right. So this pound Aussie was the huge play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, from a while ago, right? That huge 80-20. Yeah, that came down. So yeah, it's coming right back into that zone where we hit that TP2. So be interested to see if we can get a bounce. Dollar Swissy. So this was the short, right? Off the 80-20 there. And then we've got the right where we talked about yesterday, that came back to retest that level, that 90-16 level on the daily. Yep. Particular time frame you looking at, Ryan?
No, just looking at overall on that full move that we're watching to the on that swing to the upside.
Quite a ways. So it's trying to it
Yeah.
rejected that 90-16 level we were talking about yesterday. You know, it may be moving back down to test it, but we got non-foreign payroll coming up. So, you know, no telling which way it's going to swing. We'll see what the market reaction is. And, you know, and it's Friday, so you know it'll be a carry through.
Yeah.
You know, to early next week on that. But yeah,
on the daily, it did give us that crown pattern we were looking for.
yeah,
So we'll see if we get some continuation at some point.
absolutely. All right, took out our high, and then we got that pullback. All right, daily chart, they take a while, right? Dollar yen took a while, but it moved. CAD yen's taking a while, but it's moving. Right, here we are on the 1. So we're hanging within that AB boundary. That's that 90-16 level right there. So let's see. That's that. Any other questions on the dollar Swiss? Speaking of the Swissy pairs, right? How about that CAD Swiss? Still moving. Still moving, right? So that daily, the bottom of that range, we've been spot on with that one. And it broke above that 65.53 finally. Right? So a pair that you have to be super patient with, it finally started to get that momentum. And just think about it, guys. We spotted that at the lows. Right? So you're talking about long-term positional trading, being able to spot that and for it to have the potential to eventually move, you know, all the way back to the top of that range for over 300 pips to that 382 long-term, it's over 500 pips. That's huge to be able to get an initial entry and initial order if you're position trading at that level. You know, that's just good old-fashioned price action there. Support and resistance structure. Right. So we'll see if that can continue to gain momentum, you know, as we move through. Of course, we've got data today coming out of Canada. But, you know, as far as what we were looking for on this 80-20 on the 1 hour, it did its job. It did its job. So congrats if you took that trade, even just the TP1. Great work, right? We had good structure, daily support level right in our 80-20 zone, and we got it to swing. Any questions on the CAD Swiss?
Okay.
All right. I want to take a look at this Aussie Swiss. This one. I'm gonna start. It seems like it's trying to come around. So this was the original play here, okay? And the way we frame this out, everybody, you can see, like, when we say, and you hear people talk about all the time, the market literally moves up, down, and sideways. It really does, right? So there's your 80-20 from a while ago that has just gone all the way through TP3, and we've got the trend to reverse on this 1 hour to the upside, right? So we drop some fibs in, catch that direction that it's going in now. Okay. There we go. So now we originally were looking at this 80-20 to the downside on the 15-minute, and it's been struggling on the 15-minute, but we see it's reached an 80-20 position on the 1. So we move a time frame up, and we've got price in our zone. This is the 15-minute setup that we were looking at. You can see how we're still hanging below that stop at the 1.618. So it's moved up beyond that, right? You got some drawdown on that if you took it, right? If you took that position at the 127, you got some drawdown. But let's see now that we're at this 1 hour, are we going to get that correction? Right? Are we going to get that correction? We're going to get it to move to the downside there. Right? We know, right, the Aussies have been moving bullish. But what we're saying is we know this is bullish, double bottom. Right? Spotted these things before. And we played that swing. But now what we're saying is the market moves in waves. So is it time for a correction now for a continuation? So we got the major swing, right? We even had it on the 4. Look at that. Bang. So now the question just becomes, do we run out of steam to the upside? Do we see some sell side pressure come in to force a correction? So that's looking nice. That looks even better right now than the setup that we found on the 15. So, but we've got it occurring on 2 different time frames. Okay. If you play it off to 15, because it's a 15-minute time frame, that stop's going to be tighter, even though you're still playing it at that 1.618 on the 15-minute. But here, you've got the extension at 58.76. Okay, so if we're in on this trade, right, at one of these levels, right, looking at 46, 61, 84. If you like to play the trend line breaks, so then you could then move your stop above the high prior to the trend line break. Okay. But I like leaving them wide. I like the higher strike rate, like giving the trade room to breathe. Okay. Plus, I'm just not around my computer that much to catch these trend line breaks. Right. So you just trade the zone. Any questions on the Aussie Swiss? We've got it showing up on the 1 hour now. No. All righty. So that's the Aussie Swiss. I wanted to make sure we take a look at that one because I know that was one that we marked up, posted. Take a look at this Euro USD, just ahead of non-farm. Getting some decent price action to the upside. That can all change at 8:30. Hope not. So let's take a look at the weekly. Look at that pause that we're getting at that 104 level. Pretty strong. Okay. This is super long term. Okay, so we do have a stochastic, right, that is in the buy zone. So I'm quite interested to see what happens on the non-farm today. Going down to the 4, this has been the move. Now, we've been here before, everybody. We've been here before with this pair, right? So we're back above 106. See what happens at 8:30. Any questions on the Euro USD? It is slow moving. But it looks like the DXY, doesn't it? Man, just bouncing around. That dollar could be frustrating with some pairs when it's range bound. So that's the Euro USD.
Bro, what does that pound Swiss look like?
You said the pound Swissy?
Yes, sir.
Yep, it's still moving long. I know on the 4, which is where I was taking a look at it. Right here. Wee. I don't know how much more consistent you could get with it with just one particular setup.
Nah, man.
Rocking and rolling. Rocking and rolling. So if we get to that TP2, right, you're looking at 310 on that move. Anybody still holding this pound Swiss?
I am not. I took profit at TP1.
TP1. Great job. Great job, my man.
Appreciate it.
It's all right. Yeah. Go put Ryan some 7s in there. Hey, holding out. It's over 200 pips. Over 200 pips. Yeah. I don't know. I've been at this for a long time. I don't know of any other consistent setup on the charts like this. But put in the work for years like we have, discovering things, fine-tuning things, right? Hard work pays off. Hard work pays off. So that's the pound Swissy. Great job, Brian. Let's see. I want to take a look at this Euro CAD because it's had it moving sell side. Just like this morning. Yep, we got it. All right. So you guys had to see how I want to use this as an example. This one missed on me, but it still did its thing, right? You see, we're trading the same setup, but you see how the path, right, is different for each one. That's why we don't concern ourselves with that, right? And that keeps it very, 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 very simple, right? Because it is a primitive market, like it moves up, down, and sideways, right? So what we're saying is these are the particular zones that we like to trade. How it gets to its target, all of this price action is going to look different, on most of the pairs. But the question is, did it get to the target or not? Right? I'm not really in it for style points. I just try to make some money. I'm not in it to make things overcomplicated or to use coded language or anything like that to explain. I just needed to get to his target so I can make some money. That's it. Right? So just do your best to keep things as simple as possible, right? When we're trading. So that's the Euro CAD. I just wanted to look at that price action and it got to the target. Any questions on this Euro CAD trade?
Had a crown in there telling that reversal.
What'd you say?
Had a crown in there too on that continuation down.
Yeah, it did. It did right here, right? Yeah, that worked out really well, right? Took out that low. Look how it popped back up. Great eye, Ryan. Great eye. Let's look at these NZD pairs. Okay. So this is another one, right? That we spotted. Look at it right now. Now you all are seeing this over and over and over again, right? And these are just on the capital field. We've got some members, you know, that are now like they're playing the 80-20s off of sub fibs, right? They're all into the weeds, getting it done, right? It is a very, very powerful setup. That's all you need, really. That's all you need. That's that. So that's through there, and now that's retested. That's looking like that's going to be like that's trying to continue. So 146 pips to TP2. If you had 100 pips to TP1, right? And look at how on your 1 hour. Look at that swing. It's beautiful. Beautiful price action. But you might be out and done with this now. So here, look at this on the 15-minute, right? And how this all comes together, right? So this is kind of how when we were looking at it the opposite way on the 1 pound pair, Reese was like, well, I'm down on the 30-minute, playing it in the other direction. This is a prime example of one. So look at this move on the 4 hour. And look at that huge bearish candlestick that pushed. Well, on the 15-minute, it pushed down out of the 80-20 zone. Over and over and over again. Questions? Comments? Anything?
It's just powerful, bro.
Hmm? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, let's take a look at the let's take a look at the NZD Swiss. Since the narrative seems to be these we had the CADs and now these NZD pairs. We're running. Right? Look at our weekly level, right? How it's coming into the lows, right? You guys know what that solid black line means, right? That's pretty low. And we're getting a reaction. We're at the 118 on the daily. Okay. Coming down, this swing here, that went right off the B boundary. But here was the move. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. Gone. All right. NZD Swissy. Right, that's through a TP3 there, right? That took out the A boundary. That's all right. It's another one just around the corner, like we always say, right? And to make things fast for yourself, just go through. You said, oh, that happens to me all the time, Joey. You have your charts all set up, you've done your due diligence, and you still missed the setup. Yeah, that stinks, but it's all good. So here we are going in the opposite direction. Right, it's just running. So nothing doing there yet. Okay. This was the 30-minute. Right. Just train your eyes to see it, right? So that you build the confidence in it. That's why it's important to show up to these sessions. And if you can't show up to the sessions, watch the recordings so you can see it over and over and over again, so you can build that confidence, to actually take the trade when it happens. All right. I want to take a look at this NZD.
Real quick, bro, before you leave that one, can you go back to the daily?
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
And so you see how this for everybody, right? That key support level on a daily time frame, you got a double bottom and you got an 80-20. And so the 1 hour we had the 80-20 set up on that last leg down, but you see how that put us in position at a key support level to take this position to the upside. And if you wanted to, you could position trade this as this moves up to the daily 382. And it got you in at almost the lowest point possible on this swing, right? So this 80-20 has been talks about all the time. It's these extreme exhaustion points that the market's reversing. And it sets you up in a beautiful way to do things as Benny's been showing us more on every single time frame. And it sets you up in some cases for these longer term swings that are amazing. So I just wanted to point that out.
Absolutely. It's a great observation, right? And it enables you to get in so low, like Ryan is saying, that you could just scale into the position. You could just continue to build the position. And we know sometimes when we get in on these positions at these major lows, they run in that direction for the rest of the year.
Exactly.
So it's like once you're in and you're in profit and you're up so much, now every time you're adding a position, you're adding that position on top of house money. And you're just managing the trade. Great points. Great points. Appreciate it, man. All right. So let's take a look at this this NZD USD. This one is rocking and rolling. Look at that. Hold on one sec. Okay. This is rocking and rolling to the upside. So we had this little 15-minute setup, but it's running right now. It's running right now, which I guess, and that's kind of makes sense. We got the dollar moving down, right? And so we've got the this one's the oddball. So we've got the dollar CAD, the shorted. Yeah, so this one's the oddball. So we'll continue to watch it. But it made a decent little move down, and now it's reversed out. Right. So now drawdown on this one. But the stop is only 25 pips. So we'll continue to let that play out. Again, we've got non-farm payrolls, major data coming out at 8:30. So we'll see how the price reacts to it. Hopefully, it forces this pair to move down. It's what I would prefer because I've got that Euro USD moving to the upside. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on this one. Right. So this one might be the odd one out. Any questions on the NZD USD? No. All right. Anything? I got time for at least one or two that anybody might want to take a look at before we close out. Question, Jeremy, what's up? Oh, I got you. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah. Just a quick one. You know, when you see the 80/20s, right? And you want to play it, but there is a fundamental data release. Do you have to wait for the data release or you just take it?
So it depends. Like, say for example, if it's a day before, 2 days before, like I'm in it, I just play it. When I see the setup, I play it. But like, for example, a scenario like today, like with this one here. So if you haven't been involved, like I was involved in this one a little while ago, right? So I took the play. But like right now, with the data coming up, I wouldn't hit the sell button on this one. You get what I'm saying? Because we got the data coming up in an hour. So I would just wait. So I'm not taking it. I'm not taking a position on it. That's just me. I wouldn't do it. I will wait to see what the reaction is going to be. And if I miss it to set up, if it moves in my direction in a hurry and I miss the setup, then I just miss the setup. But knowing that I've got non-farm payroll at 8:30, if I'm not already involved in a position, I'm not going to enter one now. It's a great question. Ryan, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm in agreement with that. A lot of times, a lot of times we're already in some of these moves, and then we see what happens with the data. But I'm in agreement. I don't enter anything before that data comes out, and then we see what happens from there.
Yeah. So that's what I would say. If you've already been in it, because think about it, some of these plays we've been involved with for a while. Like if a trader's going to run 200 something trips, right, you're going to sit in that, and that's not like while we sit in these trades and we wait for them to go 100, 150 pips, 200 pips. It's not like there's no data coming out. Like, I mean, there's been data coming out left and right. I'm still sitting in that Euro USD setup. We're still sitting in that cash Swiss. We've had Swiss data come out. We went through a whole month, right? And we know it's reciprocal. The same reports come out every month over and over and over again, and we're sitting in those trades. So if I'm in it, I'm in it. I'm going to trade through it, right? Your risk management is good. But in regards to your question, like close to it, like, hey, we've got non-farm. I've got a NZD USD trade that I'm looking at. I'm not gonna make the play on that until after the dust settles. See what happens. See how the market reacts. Because say it reacts in our favor on this and it moves and it starts to move sell side. Well, if it moves sell side in a hurry, typically it's going to pull back anyway, and that pullback could be a potential play for me later down the road. Get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So if this started to move down, like, oh, it's worse than expected, the non-farm, and it moves down, then it'll make that quick pop down, but eventually the market will settle. It's Friday, maybe it goes into next week, and if you get a pullback, then maybe we look to play that. That's a lot safer. Right? So, for example, I've been in this. So if the data goes the opposite directions, it's going to stop me out at 25 pips. I got over losing a long time ago. Took me a while, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So it's all.
I think that's a good caveat too. Is the news directly impacting that pair as opposed to other currencies?
Mm-hmm. That's a great point, Ryan. Right? Is directly impacting the U.S. dollar. That's a great point. That's a great point. Yep. Awesome question.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And let me see. Jimmy had a question, nothing else. All right. Well, look, we're gonna wrap it up. So it's a great week. It's a great month. You know, we've got a lot of people in the group doing a lot of big things now. We got folks taking their prop firm challenges, passing them, moving through, progressing, sharing some of the results, in the chat. Right. I'm always proud to see that. I know Ryan is too. But you guys hang in there. We got folks all over the charts finding setups, posting them, finding sub-fib setups, the whole nine. Hey, once you get it, you got it. So we appreciate all of you being here. Appreciate all of you being members of the Inner Circle. I want you all to enjoy the rest of your Friday. And we'll see everybody, right? Saturday for the Forex Weekly Ritual. We'll track through these charts quickly, see if we find any new setups as a result of the data that's coming out, and we'll keep it rolling, right? On until November. So have a great Friday, everybody. Till the next time. Peace.